Hello, Internet. Welcome back to the Weirdo Watchlist Podcast, the podcast that's slightly off, where we talk about movies that are slightly off, found from the Weirdo Watchlist, created by Tyler on Letterboxd. I am your host. That is your other host, Sam. And let's talk about some movies.
Yes, you are the moviest man.
I'm the moviest man. Listen, that's my fucking Discord bio, right? It was Movie Man, but my younger brother thought he'd be clever and call himself Movier Man, because he was so proud to watch his 6th movie of the entire year yesterday, I think it was.
Yeah.
When I'm on movie 175, not the flex, but he's definitely trying to
I've watched. I never look.
If you updated your Letterboxd more often.
I don't. Yeah, I should. I should more often.
Yeah.
I watch random things that I don't always. I'm not fully paying attention because I've seen things. So a lot of the repeat watches I do, I don't log.
Sure.
Drag Me to Hell. Have you seen that? Sam Raimi's Drag Me to Hell?
It's on my list when I go through his movies, but
yes, it's a good one. You'll enjoy it if you're watching his movies, especially for his movies. It's very good. But anyway, we rewatched that the other day, and I didn't log it. So not everybody gets the insight of everything that I'm doing. Okay, just the new shit. What have you seen that's new, my friend? Anything good?
I saw a couple of new things. I saw Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I'll talk about that one first.
Okay, don't spoil. Just fully no spoil.
No spoilers, don't worry.
I love this series, and I can't see it until the 30th.
Those Apes movies are so fucking good.
They're all good. They're all great movies.
I haven't seen... I never saw the first one until, a couple months ago. But I had seen...
James Franco one?
No. The original one.
Oh, the OG.
Yeah,
that's right. I remember we talked about that.
Yeah, I finally watched a couple months ago. I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast. But saw it a couple months ago for the first time, and I had seen all the other Apes movies, literally every other Apes movie, at least once. Yeah. So it was exciting to revisit all of those again, because that original pentology kind of fucking rocks.
Yeah, we did talk about this on the podcast, and I talked about how I got rid of it. However, when I finished moving, I did not get rid of it. It is now proudly on my wall, all 5 of the original on VHS.
You know what's fucking stupid? I bought all the original 5 on fucking VHS. I found it at Half Price Books.
Yeah.
All 5 of them, $25. It's upstairs. So I can't just grab it and show it off, but...
I have probably the gold. Is it gold?
Something like that, yeah.
I think you sent a picture, and I have the same one. I got it at Electric Fetus for $10.
I did. They got tapes.
They did. This was forever ago.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, if they got tapes, I might have to go back there after 5 years.
Cool.
Yeah,
it's a cool place.
I haven't been there in years, but yeah.
Not many places have tapes anymore. That's for sure.
Yeah, but it was shrink wrapped still. It still had the shrink wrap on it.
Wow. Damn. Okay.
And I thought that was Half Price Books doing it to keep it nice and pretty. And then I opened up the first one. I unsheathed the tape, and it came with a promotional mail in for a free copy of Behind the Planet of the Apes documentary. And I was like, oh fuck. I just destroyed the value of this box set of tapes. Potentially by
no. Whatever.
$50 maybe. I don't know how much it's worth, but it's original.
It's worth $25 apparently.
It was that's what Half Price is selling it for. So it's probably worth $50 or $100 at least.
Yeah.
But
if I know math, half of 50 would be 25.
Yeah.
Half price VHS tapes.
Yeah.
It's a great place. It's a great place. If you guys don't go there, hit that place up to look at tapes.
They got tapes.
They got lots of good stuff.
They got shit that you just can't find on streaming. 28 Days Later, you might be able to find. That's not streaming anywhere. New movie coming out. Can't watch it.
Which one?
28 Days Later. They're doing 28 Years Later.
Wait, so there was 28 days, 28 weeks, and now this is the third one?
Yeah.
Right?
But 28 Weeks Later has not directed, written, or stars any of the people from 28 Days Later. But 28 Years Later is back with Cillian Murphy, Danny Boyle,
really?
Alex Garland.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, I'll have to revisit those.
They got the band back together. I have to visit those. But I've got it on Blu-ray laying around here. So.
Hell yeah. God, I love physical media.
So good. You can see it behind me.
Good.
I got a shelf, and then I gotta stack some up. I bought some more Blu-rays the other day, but I haven't put them up yet.
I got a little 3-tiered shelf floating shelf on my wall right above my bed, and it fits all my VHS really well. I'm really happy about it, and I got Godzilla versus Megalodon behind me because that's what's in the player at the moment. And
Oh, okay,
has been
cool.
for weeks.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I was gone. Oh yeah, by the way, everybody, I was gone for 2 weeks, so I didn't watch a whole lot. I was gone on the West Coast doing a road trip. It was very, very fun. Very
Nice.
awesome.
Yeah.
I thought about going to a theater because one of my favorite things to do in like other cities or out of state or whatever is find like a small town theater and then go experience that. There's a couple off the top of my head that I can think of, but there's now you can find tons of like just Google search like cool small theaters, and there's tons of articles and YouTube videos of people who have already done the legwork. But there's so many cool little rinky-dink theaters that are owned by families still in this country, and they're all just charming.
Yeah, I know we keep like almost every episode of this point the trial line gets brought up, but yeah, that's like the local one here in the Twin Cities.
Yeah, right. There's so my grandma lives in a town called Lisbon in North Dakota, and it's maybe 3,000 people, I think. I don't know exactly, but they have the just this old movie theater. It's been run by this family for like over 100 years. It's been the longest family-owned, continuously operated movie theater in the country, I guess, something like that. Anyway, that place is literally just like this. It's like you're stepping back into time, because they just don't seem to have updated anything but the screen and the projector and sound.
Sure.
But everything else is just that sticky floor.
Ew.
Like just kind of bad seats. I don't know. It's just it's charming and I love it, and it's such a small town, and it's probably like $3 or whatever to get in. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Bring me back to those days. I don't want to pay AMC prices no more.
Their floors aren't sticky in a charming way. They're sticky in a gross way.
Yeah. I ain't paying $20 for that. Ew.
Yeah, I don't want to lose my shoe. Anyway, we let's get back to the Apes.
Yeah.
Back to the Apes
no
train.
spoilers. How was the new one?
I dug the shit out of it because a friend of the show, Vince, has some issues with it. He texted both of us asking if he is a curmudgeon or if it is just a bad year for movies, and I think you and I both agree he's just a curmudgeon.
Yeah, because a lot of his movies he said were mid or bad. I thought were fine.
Yeah, but Anyway, so Planet of the Apes he took issue with, but that is his big thing is like it might be good by itself, but he did just watch the Andy Serkis movies right before, and those movies are like fantastic.
Yeah.
Everyone on Twitter has been like freaking out about those movies, like revisiting them after all these years.
Good.
Like realizing this is actually one of the most rock solid trilogies of the modern era. And it is.
It kind of just snuck in. It really snuck in with like 3 sleeper hits. And you're like, wow, we have a really good trilogy on our hands and we didn't even notice.
Yeah.
You know?
How did we not notice is the big thing too.
Notice?
So, and the thing is, right, Matt Reeves also directed Dawn and War for the Planet of the Apes. And those movies are like also like fundamentally some of the best shit of those years. Yeah. And not even in terms of like just VFX, but also just like performance capture, Andy Serkis and everybody else.
Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
My mom does not have a crush on Andy Serkis. However, she does have a weird crush on Caesar, the character, the monkey. Not Andy Serkis, the man.
Yeah.
At all. But she's like, I gotta go see my boy Caesar. He's got this like masculine trait that my mom just kind of likes. I don't know what it is. It's kind of fucked up, but I respect it. So.
Okay.
She loves those movies just as much as me, and we had a little marathon for around my birthday last year. Yeah, so cute. Yeah, I'm so excited for this new one.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be seeing it. I'll be seeing it.
So like this one's got the guy who made the Maze Runner movies, which is quite a step down from what Matt Reeves has done. But
the guy who did the Maze Runner movies is not like a good accolade, you know what I mean?
The Maze Runner movies are not the worst YA franchise out there.
No, it's not the worst.
It's not the worst because it's got like quite a low, like it's a low bar, right? You got the Divergent movies, which never even like finished. All the other attempts to start franchise YA movies.
Yeah.
And then Maze Runner's just comfortable, just chilling. Nobody's got any real issues with it, but nobody's singing high praises like Hunger Games 1 and 2.
I don't remember. Did they come out with, like, how many Maze Runner movies are there?
Only 3. Because I think there are, like, 3 books. They didn't bother doing the part 1, part 2.
Yeah, good.
It's like the lead actor, like, hurt himself on set, so they had to stop filming for, like, 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he only, like, broke his arm, but an action-heavy franchise kind of puts a damper on production.
I think I watched the first and second, but I couldn't tell you anything about the second.
Yeah.
The first one was okay. Yeah, I guess, I'm not bad about them, but they sure are.
He's definitely studio director material. Definitely doesn't put his own stank into it. So, with this new one, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, he's back. Or he's not back, but he's here to jumpstart the franchise again for a new trilogy, right? It's been...
Really?
Yeah.
Is that what they're trying to do?
Yeah, they're trying to do a new trilogy. They're trying to do a new saga, right? They want to do a 9-film series, with Kingdom being number 4. So we've got the Caesar trilogy, this new trilogy with Wes Ball doing them, and then potentially another trilogy after that.
Right, see how it goes type of thing.
Trying to do a Star Wars thing.
Oh God, don't do the Star Wars thing. That didn't go so well.
Well, here's as long as they fucking play their cards right and don't do what J.J. Abrams did and try to backpedal what and like please both like The Last Jedi fans and haters in the same movie. As long as they don't try to do anything that stupid and plan out a trilogy, they'll be fine. Hopefully.
Have a story, have a through story, and you're good.
Yeah.
Who makes a who decides to make a trilogy without having the story? That doesn't seem to make sense, Disney. Okay. Anyway, well, I'm glad it's good. I'm gonna go see it. What else did you see this week? In the last 2 weeks, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, Apes is still rock solid. It does look fantastic, right?
Yeah.
The thing about these Apes movies, they never won a Best Visual Effects Oscar.
Yeah.
Which is always insane, but they always come out during the worst years where like a universally better looking movie comes out, right?
Yeah.
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes lost to Interstellar.
Fair.
War for the Planet of the Apes lost to Blade Runner.
Okay.
And now Kingdom has Dune to compete with.
Yeah.
So it might miss out on this one again, but I think this one also has a fair shot because they did a lot of shit that Way of Water did and make some really impressive looking water sequences.
Really? Cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Way of Water. Remember that movie?
I love that movie. It's so good.
Yeah. Remember the whales? I like the whales.
Okay, I was about to say, I didn't know if you were an Avatar 2 hater or not.
Not a hater. I sure wish it was like the second half of the movie condensed into one movie that's a normal length. I think the first half of that movie is just
so
unnecessary.
Good. So good.
I mean, it's just so good. I just need actually a 4-hour cut of this.
Give me that 9-hour cut fucking James Cameron was talking about. After he harpooned a man. So yeah, I saw Apes. It's good. They do a lot of like lore stuff, right? It's not like, like the way they handle the lore of this Apes movie is like it's set like hundreds of years after the Caesar trilogy. So like they have to like they're like moments where they have to be like what happened here? What's with all this stuff? And then an orangutan's like just saying just some random nonsense that isn't true, but because there's no record of what happened, he's like it's like he's discovering it. It's like the humans did this. I think the humans did this while the apes did that. And just like talking about like Caesar's legacy, the Order of Caesar, and it's fascinating in terms of a world building situation. And that's the kind of shit I just eat up.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
Go see it. I also did see The Fall Guy.
Okay. So did I actually. Last night.
That's huge.
I kind of forgot. I was like half asleep when I was watching it, but like, yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, it's a fun movie about movie.
Yep. Yeah. There's a lot of movie references in it, which was like the point, I suppose. But like, I loved it. It's
a fun good old time. I think. Gentlemen, 6 out of 10 out of me.
Yeah. give it that. I'll give it that.
Ryan Gosling is like he's Ryan Gosling, you know. So he's just playing up that charisma, that charm charisma, but with a David Leitch script.
There's one really good scene where he was on drugs.
Yeah, and he's like punching shit, and it like sparks up.
Yeah, it's like he thinks like he's fighting people, and it's like a video game or cartoon-esque.
Yeah.
But like just because he's on drugs, and that just made for a really fun, really cool looking scene. But yeah, no, good movie. Good movie. Good decent movie. You know, I'll watch it again.
Good stunts.
Yeah.
There's one bit I did really appreciate, like earlier on in the movie when he's like meeting with that woman who tries to kill him with the prop sword. She's like, "What's with the stupid Miami Vice jacket?" And like he explains, like, "Yeah, when I was on set of Miami Vice, I had to jump a boat over a flaming dock, and I got really good at it. Could probably do it with my hands tied behind my back." And then like in the just before the final act of the movie, they call back to that conversation he had when he like has to escape these goons in a boat, but he's got his hands tied behind his back. And like I knew this was coming. I knew this is what they were doing when they like specifically did just a single shot of his Miami Vice jacket, just big center frame. That's all it is, and he's driving the boat, hands tied behind his back, looking backwards, not seeing where he's going. And then he does the jump that he mentioned earlier in the movie over the flaming dock. And when he lands it, he gives a little smirk, like he knew he could do it. Like he's proud of himself. I thought that was pretty fun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah, overall, just fun cinema going movie. I know it's on streaming already.
Is it really?
Yeah. No, they dumped that the movie's been out for 2 weeks, and they're like, how could this movie have done so bad? It's like, because you put it out 2 weeks after it came out. You didn't give it time to marinate.
That makes sense why I was able to see it.
Yeah.
For free. 1, 2, 3 movies. Yeah, no, good movie. I forgot. I didn't even Letterboxd that. Oh, I'm a piece of crap.
Yeah, you're real bad at it. I am a hawk.
I don't even have much to say about it, except for it was kind of fun. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, it's simple as that. Pretty simple, straightforward movie. Just fun at the cinema.
Yeah. Good dog. There was a good dog in it, and
there
this guy
was a
shoots
good
at the dog, but the dog does not die. That's the spoiler that you
guys
need. The dog
lives
doesn't die, so you can go watch this one and be happy.
Yeah.
I hate when dogs die in movies. That's the
terrible,
absolute
bummer,
worst way to just kill a movie for me.
Yeah, I was watching I saw a TikTok earlier, right? It was like two friends were like hanging out at the beach watching the sunset, and the caption on it was just like, me and my friend were just hanging out at the beach watching the sunset. The beach didn't make them old, by the way. I'll just get that out of the way. They're fine. It didn't turn them old, but they're hanging out at the beach watching the sunset, and it said like, and then this woman came and ruined our evening. Like, this woman and her dog came and ruined our evening. So I was like watching, it's like, what could possibly happen? So I'm watching the video, they're sitting there, they're chilling, and then a dog shows up. Happy as can be, just chilling, happy to see some other people. And then I can hear the lady that was mentioned earlier say that it's like, oh, you can pet him, don't worry, you can pet him. And so like the dog's enjoying it, the people filming are enjoying it, and then the lady just hits him with we found out she has terminal cancer today and she just loves the sunset. And I'm just like, oh my wow. Terrible situation, but holy crap. Out of left field.
Damn.
Just bummer.
That's sad.
Yeah, and that's real life too, not even in the movie.
The moviest real life.
Yeah.
That's movie shit right there, bro. I'm gonna cry. You cried in movies ever? You ever tear? Drop some tears in movies?
Yeah, plenty of times. I'm sure like fucking next time I rewatch like Top Gun, I'll just be bawling my eyes out.
Nice.
But last movie I cried to, I can't really say because it's been a while.
I unfortunately know what mine is, but it's just not. It's embarrassing. So.
Well, you got to say it.
It was the new Wonka.
Yeah, I feel like I could get that because I know that's like Paul King, and he did Paddington, and those movies fucking destroy me.
And Paddington, yeah, I cried for both. I think both Paddingtons. So that makes sense. And it was a part that really didn't even seem to matter to me. It's just like this girl. Like, did you see Wonka?
No.
There's like a side character who doesn't know her mom, and then she gets to go see her mom and be at a library because she wants to read.
You know what? I'm sure that would have fucking destroyed me too. That would have got me.
It was just like so basic. It almost felt shoehorned in, but I still was like, oh god, my girlfriend was there. That's why I remember it, because she keeps making fun of me for crying during Wonka.
I can tell you what movie definitely almost got me the last time. This one's also just a hilarious movie to almost cry to. It was a Con Air with Nick Cage.
Really?
Yeah,
I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen it? Okay.
Mm-mm.
Well, like, minor spoilers for like the ending. I'm not going to go into like huge details on like what exactly goes down, but the whole like Nick Cage's whole motivation is like he just wants to finish his prison sentence so he can go home to see his wife and the daughter he's never actually met. Right.
Oh yeah.
He knocked up his wife and then just about immediately went to prison. So like missed the first 7 years of his daughter's life. So he's very excited to get out of prison to meet his daughter for the first time in person. And then, you know, like, of course shenanigans ensue. John Malkovich takes over the plane that he's on, and then he's like, I can't do this. I have to go see my daughter. And then the movie ends and he finally meets his daughter, and I'm like, God damn it. This is what's getting to me. And the music's swelling. Yeah, Nick Cage is
a good happy moment.
Yeah. The movie fucking rocks in every other way too, though.
I'll have to watch it. Yeah, it's been on my radar for sure.
So good. Yeah. Blew me away when I watched that one.
Tears of joy.
Tears of joy.
Nick Cage gets to meet his daughter.
Yeah.
Cool.
He's got the same accent as he had in Raising Arizona.
Fire.
Yeah.
Great movie.
I love it. Is it on the watch list? I don't know.
I rewatched it this last year.
I rewatched it a little bit ago too. My coworker watched it because he went through the Coen movies again, and I got kind of jealous, so I also rewatched Raising Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah, good movie.
Good thing to get jealous about.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Shall we discuss this episode's pick?
Yes, and I would like to discuss two movies. The one that's kind of attached. Did you watch Fargo?
You know what? I rewatched it like the day after we recorded.
Oh, did you? Okay, cool.
The last episode, so I did rewatch it. Yeah, I've seen it quite a few times already. Anyway.
Okay.
So
I didn't remember much of any of it. I remember the end.
Okay.
Kind of.
Sure.
But I rewatched it and wow. So okay, let's get into what the movie is this week. Let's talk about that first, so people know what the hell we're talking about.
Yeah. So the movie that made us watch Fargo anyway, not as homework, but as a because Fargo is a very good
treat.
Movie. As a treat. It's a treat. Yeah. A little bit of a treat. The movie we watched was Kumiko the Treasure Hunter, and that follows the disheveled, kind of jaded Japanese woman named Kumiko, who believes that Fargo is based off a true story, and believes that there's $1 million somewhere on the side of the road in buttfuck Minnesota.
Yeah. So
she sets off to find it, despite what every local says that the movie's fake, didn't happen. She thinks it did, so she goes out, sets forth to find it.
She does.
Yeah. So what did you think about it? How do you feel about it?
You know, I liked the concept more than the movie as a whole. I think, like, movie has so much going for it. It's really beautiful. It's got good stuff going for it. But honestly, it just never captures me until maybe the last act. Everything else felt like, especially the first half before she even goes to the States, it felt very slow. I wanted this. I guess I wanted more of an adventure out of it.
Yeah,
not what this is.
It kind of sets itself up as like, yeah, like she's got to find the treasure. You know, she's a treasure hunter.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah, sets itself up.
Conquistador or whatever she keeps referring to.
She referenced the conquistadors. It's like,
yeah, so like she's gonna go claim that new discovery, and the end of the movie, I think is especially being from Minnesota, is cool because you get to see this person in what is to them completely foreign. Like none of this makes sense. And I'm like, oh, that looks like my hometown in the 90s. Like that just makes complete sense. So it's like this fish out of water, but the water is very familiar to me.
It's like we grew up like roads identical to like what she's trying to find. And that's just North Dakota and rural Minnesota. It's just flat, barely any trees, nothing, just absolutely nothing. So like familiar to us, but for somebody who grew up in Tokyo, this is just the worst place to be. And she finds that out very quickly, but that doesn't stop her. But yeah, again, for like what does seem to be like this like adventure story, it's not. It's a lot more like jaded and meditative than like you would believe going into it.
Yeah. And it's a little confusing to me. Like on what is this person crazy? Is Kumiko just absolutely insane, or why does she just so believe that this VHS? Like how could she believe that this is there?
I've been thinking. I've been thinking about this, right?
Yeah.
Because I think this is just the real like crux of the movie, the real like the beefy potato of the movie itself, right? Mm-hmm. Is about escapism, right? She hates her job. She's bad relationship with her mother, and she's just found herself like a copy of Fargo and became too invested in the narrative and in the story. That's the only thing. That's the only thing like she wants to focus on, to get away from her own life, where it just consumes her to like drive her to go and actually find the briefcase full of money that Steve Buscemi leaves behind.
How sad was it when she put her little bun bunny on the train?
I thought she was
that one almost got me.
Yeah, when she was like in the park trying to get rid of it, I thought she was like gonna kill it. I was like, oh, don't do that. That's a little Bunzo. You can't do that to Bunzo. Oh yeah. But thankfully she resists and just puts it on a train and just lets the train leave. Still very sad because that's an awesome bunny.
Yeah. Don't worry. Spoiler alert for the end. Comes back. It comes back just randomly, and as none of this does make sense. I mean, I think she. Yeah, tell me.
I think you read the ending of the movie completely different from what I did.
Well, yeah, I want to hear your interpretation because I don't know is the thing.
Okay.
It's such a dream-like ending, and like the one thing I can think is she's dead, but like I don't know. You tell me.
Well, okay, so yeah, the end of the movie is like her wandering through like the woods, right? She like finds herself by herself in the woods because everybody who's tried to help her has only just told her stuff she doesn't want to hear, right? They keep telling her like it's fake, it's not real, and she doesn't understand what they're saying, and the things she does understand she just refuses to believe because she wants to find the money, to finally make her fucking mom happy, to get back at her boss, and just to like live out this fantasy she's been having instead of like actually growing up and doing her job as a 29-year-old.
Yeah.
So she finds herself like in the woods by herself, and she like falls over during like in the middle of the night and wakes up covered in snow to find the fence post, the fence line from the end of the movie that she's been trying to find
with again the little red
with the
like from the movie
ice scraper that he plants as the only marker because Steve Buscemi in the Fargo realizes where he's burying it is unrecognizable because it's just fence posts for miles and no other marker. So and then she like wakes up to see the fence post, wakes up to see that the briefcase is there full of money, and Bunzo has returned. And to me, that's like, she's dead.
Yeah.
She did in fact die. Yeah. That's the only way.
I don't think you're gonna survive. I mean, out and just sleeping out in the wilderness of, and they're here. Like, she's here in the middle of winter. Everybody's telling her the weather's bad. No way she slept out there and didn't die.
Yeah, that's how the movie ends. And what is also like super interesting too is like the movie starts with the VHS of Fargo and the same blob text that Fargo starts with. This is a true story. Names and dates were changed out of respect for the dead. Stuff like that. And the movie also starts with that same blurb and then reiterates this is a true story because this is based off a true story. I did some internet sleuthing and discovered that there really was a Japanese woman who was found dead in the middle of I think she was over by Detroit Lakes where they found the body. And the only difference is where this movie tells that she was trying to look for buried treasure from the movie, is that the only connection to real life is that there was a Japanese woman who was found in dead in the snow in Minnesota. But the cops who tried to help her thought she was looking for treasure from Fargo because she kept saying she wanted to go to Fargo.
Yeah.
And there is a pretty interesting documentary I found on YouTube from 2003 called This Is a True Story. Took me a couple minutes to find it, but I got there eventually. If you just look up This Is a True Story 2003 documentary, you can log it on Letterboxd too. But
it's about this?
Yeah, it's about not the movie, but it's about the original what became the original story that morphed into the actual sensationalized urban legend about her trying to find the treasure. And it goes into that the real life woman lost her job, flew to Minneapolis, and then this journalist discovered that she tried to contact an old boyfriend who was from the area, allegedly, who grew up in Minnesota and Fargo, that area, and due to his work, caused him to break up with her and move to Singapore, and eventually believed that she was calling him a visit, trying to find him, one last-ditch effort to get him back, and then just inevitably lost the will to live and just killed herself in the middle of the woods. They found alcohol, tranquilizers in her bloodstream. So and then as she was trying to get to Fargo, the cops assumed she was talking about the movie because she did have a map of a road and a tree, and they assumed that she was trying to find the briefcase because this is 2001 when this happened. So news reports pick up the story and run with the tries to find buried treasure plot line and push that to the fun stories side of the newspaper rather than the crime spot.
Interesting.
And then it just evolves from there. That's the running myth and story behind it, when in reality the actual story is a lot more tragic. And that's where we find Kumiko the Treasure Hunter, which tells that sensationalized story instead.
And how did you feel about the movie?
I liked it.
Yeah? Good.
Yeah.
I mean, I did too. It's just a lot slower than I wish it would have been. But I liked a lot of it. I really liked that half. The last half was mostly in English.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe I'm going to have to watch this at work. But when I realized half of it was going to be in Japanese, I cannot do my job and have to keep going back and forth to try to figure out what is being said in the first half of the movie.
Yeah.
So I watched it at about 3 a.m. last night. Finished it around 4:30.
Jesus.
And for a movie like as slow as this one is, I made it through. A-okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It felt like I for a movie like as like kind of like like slow and mundane as this one turned out to be, it felt they kind of like flew by a little bit.
Yeah.
Especially when you kind of do break it up, like the first 45 minutes is her life in Japan. Her like trying to pick up context clues in the movie as to where this treasure is hidden. You know, that was an interesting part too, because she's got the VHS. She's rewatching the scene of Steve Buscemi like digging in the snow, like mapping out the fence line, measuring it out. That was interesting too. And then her like actually like going out to Minnesota, having very little English knowledge, trying to tell people like, I gotta find this treasure. I'm here for the treasure. Where is it?
You know what's a good movie? Fargo.
Fargo is a good movie, better than this one, but that's to like no shock whatsoever.
Yeah. Fargo, the classic. Yeah, no, it was good. I would say I love the end. I love the end a lot, and I don't know if the whole slow burn is worth what I mean.
It's an hour 40 minutes.
Dreamlike.
Yeah.
The whole thing kind of feels a little dreamlike, especially when she gets here. But that last segment after she falls asleep and then or whatever, she digs in the ice with her hands and cutting up her hands. She thinks she sees the briefcase, but it's just a log.
Yeah.
And that's when you're screwed. Once you get wet out there, you're not going to survive that night, buddy. You're just not going to do it.
Not going to do it. I did have a funny thought. Because, she's been obsessively watching this movie, trying to figure out clues. She's obviously listened to all the characters and how they talk, right? Marge Gunderson, Jerry Lundegaard. They always talk with the funny accent, as Minnesotans we don't even have. At least at least not that exaggerated. Maybe if you do get up to Brainerd, they do talk like that. I don't know. But
not much.
My one thought was like, was she a little disappointed that nobody was talking like that? Like you do meet the one lady at the bar who's like, "Oh, you can't go out to Fargo. It's terrible time this year. You should have gone to Florida." Mm-hmm. You pick up a little bit of that accent.
Yeah.
You pick it up a little bit, but it's never like full blown. Jeepers! Oh my goodness! Jeepers creepers! It's never anything that extreme, so I thought it'd be funny if she was a little disappointed that no one talks that silly.
What is the movie trying to say? Is it trying to say something?
I think it's trying to commentate on its escapism.
But is it to not do it? Because once she finally 45 minutes in spits in the coffee and then fucking steals the credit card and goes and does the thing, nothing goes right for her. It's all shit. And it's all just like wandering out until her inevitable death. So don't follow your dreams. What is this trying to say? Because it does not go well for her. But in the final scene, it's good for her. But we are thinking that maybe she's fucking dead. So most likely her bunny shows up randomly and the cash is real. So, that's not... Cool shot at the end, though, of her walking into the snow.
Oh, yeah. The movie's got some insane, pretty great cinematography for...
It really does.
Rural Minnesota. Does. It just feels like such a hostile environment when we know all you need is, to not go wandering down I-94 in the middle of winter.
Yeah.
When, that's, all she thinks of. And again, grows up in Tokyo, lives in Tokyo, biggest city on the planet, I think, and then just goes to walks down some of the emptiest roads in the state, wind blowing everywhere. She's not equipped for it. And she's just way in over her head, but she can't turn back. This is all she has. So
I wonder she doesn't speak English at all, does she? Not like like
hardly
bit. At all.
A little, yeah, very very little, like enough to get the point across that she wants to go to Fargo.
Happen. She's just like the two people that meet her at the airport that end up being like Christians or something.
Yeah.
She doesn't even understand a little fucking lick of what they're saying.
Yeah.
And then the lady who picks her up and brings her to her house and gives her a copy of Shogun.
Listen, this movie's way more topical than I thought, because, like, talking about Fargo, we both just watched it. Talking about Shogun, that just finished on Hulu.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Crazy coincidences all around.
Yeah. That's just craziness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, here's my opinion. I don't think it belongs on any weirdo watch list. I don't think the dreamlikeness of it is that weird by any means. I don't think anything about this is weird. And I think the movie's okay. I think if you think it sounds all right, check it out. But it wasn't easy to find. You gotta rent it.
Yeah, it's not on any streaming service right now, but you gotta like shill a couple of dollars to it. But
yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10.
Okay,
I feel confident in that.
I'm going 7. 7 out of 10.
7. Nice.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Even for as like slow paced as it is. We've been talking for like 40 minutes. My mouth is fucking up. Yeah, as like slow paced as it is, I still found myself like invested in like seeing her like traverse the side of the road through the trees.
Yeah.
And yeah, the movie like feels bitter cold too. I think the cinematography and the cold lighting like achieve that like perfectly, because it doesn't look like fake movie snow, where it's like something out of like a Disney movie, where it's like all powdery and like you'll look like you can just like chill with your sweater, like throw a snowball at your friend. It's all fun and whimsical, like filming on the side of the highway. You get the snow blowing across it, and you can tell that there's a fucking fuck ass wind chill going on.
Fuck ass wind chill.
Yeah, wind chill sucks.
I understand that.
Yeah,
it does.
Terrible.
It does.
No joke.
Shit.
We're at the summertime, though. It's summer. Finally hitting the good weather. I mean, we've had good weather for like 2 weeks now, but
I might go camping this weekend.
Yeah, I won't. I got movies to watch. I'm the movie man.
The movieist.
Yeah, movieist.
The top review on Letterboxd is, I was under the impression there would be more Bunzo.
The bunny is on the main poster.
There should be more Bunzo.
Other top review I saw is finally a movie that has the balls to talk about the dangers of being a Coen Brothers fan, and that hits to me specifically. Best set of directors out there, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that is a Kumiko the Treasure Hunter, I guess.
Yeah.
Any other closing thoughts on the film?
Nope.
All right.
Nope. No, sir.
Oh, one thing that did surprise me, actually, unrelated to like the quality of it, but as like the producer credits were scrolling by in the very beginning, the one that threw me off the most was executive producer Alexander Payne, which, if you don't know, he directed The Holdovers last year.
Okay.
That one just like threw me back. I like fell out of my chair a little bit reading that one. But that's all I got to say on that one. That's my final thought.
Good final thought, my friend.
Thank you.
Should we spin that wheel?
Let's spin that wheel. I got it up. So let's figure out what we're watching for the next episode. And we have the Red Squirrel.
Okay.
So let's see what we're working with.
Red Squirrel.
Yeah. Oh, squirrel. I spelled squirrel wrong.
I didn't.
I got
1993.
Yep.
Red Squirrel.
1993. It is not available.
Did you find it?
I found it on Letterboxd, but I'm gonna do the quick Google search because it doesn't say if it's streaming anywhere.
Hmm?
So it might be Internet Archivable, or it might not.
Let's find out.
I got a Terraria Wikipedia page right there. Internet Archive. Let's see if you got it. Archive.org.
Might be on Mubi.
Nope, I got it right here. Internet Archive's got it.
Oh, look at that. Yep. Okay, but under the Spanish name or whatever.
Yeah, La Ardilla Roja. Now my fiance's a little my fiance's Hispanic. She might be able to say that better than me. But yeah,
This
whole
looks
thing.
really.
Oh, I don't want to play it. I thought I muted it.
I don't know. I just kind of skipped through it for a second. It looks cheap. It's interesting. Joda is about to commit suicide as he's fighting against himself, trying to jump off a bridge. A girl riding a motorcycle falls off the bridge. He runs to help her and goes with her to the hospital. This is the whole synopsis, not just like a little blurb. There's a whole fucking. She has forgotten even what her name is, and he invents her life. Oh,
50 First Dates with Adam Sandler. He makes up a name for her and tells her and the doctors that they live together as a couple for 4 years. The lie goes on for a while. ... So yeah, 50 First Dates, but a little bit more sinister sounding.
Yeah, or what's that, Overboard, or is that what it's called?
I think so. Yeah, Overboard did the same thing, except on a boat.
Yep. All right.
Okay. So yeah, it's on an Internet Archive. I will link that in the description. And yeah.
9 fans.
9 fans, 3.6 rating. I'm not following anybody who's seen it. But that's, yeah, we'll watch that. We'll watch that for the next episode.
I'm excited.
Right. Yeah. Sounds interesting. It's labeled as a drama comedy. So we'll see how that goes, if the comedy does hit or not.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. Any other final thoughts out of you, sir?
I got nothing, my friend. I don't know what I'm gonna go see this week, but Planet of the Apes for sure. 1 week from today.
I've got Furiosa on the docket. I'll try to catch it. My fiance asked if I wanted to see that tonight, but she remembered that we have a recording scheduled, so that there goes that plan.
Our enemy of the show, Vince, has already posted his thoughts on Letterboxd. So
for Furiosa.
Yep.
Oh, listen, the dude's not a curmudgeon about it. Let's get that out of the way.
Thank God he doesn't hate it.
4 stars. No longer the curmudgeon of the show.
How did you feel about the first Mad Max, or like the previous one to this one?
Oh yeah, I'll run them down real quick. First one, I like it. It's fun watching how thrown together the movie is, because they have no budget and no permits to film the movie, so they're just a dude gets run over by his own motorcycle in the movie, and you see it happen. That's kind of fucking crazy. I watched the behind the scenes of the movie too, the Madness of Max, 2.5 hour long making of documentary. I put that shit at 1.5 speed. Too long. They get a rocket from the government to use for the movie, which is insane. So the movie's a ton of fun if especially knowing how illegal most of the filming is. They had to shut down a major Australian highway, and they did that by having a dude stand there with a stop sign. And they blocked traffic. They backed up traffic for miles.
Jesus.
Just with a dude and a stop sign. They didn't even get permission to do it. That's insane. The Mad Max 2 is also pretty good, I think. I don't love it like everybody else does. So I've gotten heat from enemy of the show Austin for that, because that's his favorite movie. He called me a fucking asshole, and I should die because I gave it a 6 out of 10.
Those are strong words.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Beyond Thunderdome is not good. There's stuff I do like about it because it is just an insane-looking production standpoint, but they introduce a lot of kids, and it's a lot more family-friendly than the other two. So it definitely, like, bogs itself down. And then Fury Road, I think, is a fucking masterpiece. I rewatched that the other day. And, you know, for like, the past decade, we've been gassing that movie up as, like, one of the best ever. And even that doesn't feel like we're doing the movie enough justice, talking about how good
which
it is.
one?
Mad Max Fury Road.
Fury Road, okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't a huge fan.
Well, you're an idiot.
I know. I don't know how I'm going to
fucking asshole. You should die.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway, yeah. So, I'm fucking pumped for Furiosa. So
yeah, I hope it's good.
We'll get to that in the next couple days for sure.
Fuck yeah.
That's the Mad Max thoughts real quick to end the show on.
Always good to end on a Mad Max note.
Yeah. Any other real final thoughts?
No, sir.
All right, so that's the end of the episode then. Audience, be sure to track down the Red Squirrel. Again, it's on archive.org. If you look for it, it takes not that much effort to find it. So
search.
Yeah,
just in Spanish and you'll find it.
Yeah. La Ardilla Roja, the Red Squirrel. So we'll watch that next week, or next episode, I mean, because this is not a weekly podcast. Bi-weekly, if that. We barely hit bi-weekly.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
We'll watch that, and that's enough padding the runtime. We'll see you guys next episode. Goodbye.